Hi, this is Richard C. I'm a math tutor here at Wyzant and answering this question submitted by a student. This is a nice little sohcahtoa question. It's fairly typical, so it's something, the kind of thing that you would expect to see early on in geometry. You'll see it again in Algebra 2, and you'll see it again in trigonometry. So it's the kind of thing that shows up fairly often, and that means, of course, that you want to be pretty good at it. I got to move this thing back where it belongs. Let's see. Here we go. Now you can see the question. And so we have flying a kite, which is something that I always enjoyed doing with my children when they were younger. Okay, so here's our kite up here. Here we go. And we're told the angle of elevation by the kite. And of course, this is the string, and this is the person. I'll put a person here. That's one of my daughters, maybe, flying a kite. And the angle of elevation is 38 degrees. So there it is, angle of elevation, 38 degrees. And the length of the string is 120 feet. And what do they want to know? They want to know the height of the kite. Okay. So for this, we have to know sohcahtoa. So I'm going to put that in red. When I want you to memorize something, I'll put it in red. So sohcahtoa. What does that stand for, sohcahtoa? Well, it stands for the sine is equal to the opposite side divided by the hypotenuse. The cosine is the adjacent side divided by the hypotenuse. And the tangent, t, is the opposite side divided by the adjacent side. Now, this problem involves the opposite side, which is h, and the hypotenuse, which is given. And so we are going to use sine, see, because it uses the opposite side, and which is h, and the hypotenuse. So we'll just set up a little equation. Sine of 38 degrees is equal to h over 120. Multiply both sides by 120. We're going to get 120 equals, oops, why did I do that? 120 times the sine of 38 equals h. And we have to look up the sine of 38 on our calculator. If you don't have a calculator, they sometimes have books. In the back of a math book, you might have a table of sine and cosine. But I'm just going to use my calculator and look up the sine of 38. And I get 0.616 roughly. And then we'll just do the multiplication on our calculators. And this gives me 73. Round your answer to the nearest whole number. Oh, so it's 73.9. So I need to round that to 74. So does that make sense? That would be 74 if you look at the diagram. Of course, the diagram's not drawn to scale, but I think it makes good sense that you would have a height of 74. It's roughly 3/4 of the string, something like that. Seems reasonable to me. Okay, now we also want to check our work. Not check our work, but check to make sure we're going to get full credit. So we labeled our picture. I think we did that. And then we have set up our trigonometric equation, which is this guy here. And then we showed some work when we were solving. So that should give us full credit. So it's a nice, easy problem. It's just something to get that you want to get pretty good at. sohcahtoa is used over and over. But try to remember that sohcahtoa is used only when you have a right triangle. And so a lot of people sometimes fall into the trap of using sohcahtoa when they don't have a right triangle, and that's against the rules. You can only use sohcahtoa when you're dealing with a problem that involves a right triangle. Okay, so that's it for today. I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye-bye.